So the law does not require that a student with a disability be allowed to participate in an athletic team, school club, community education class that's offered by the school district, as long as the competition criteria, selection criteria aren't discriminatory. So when the student is going to be participating in an athletic team, school club, community education class, the question for the IEP team is, does the student need supplementary aids and services? And that could be accommodations, modifications, assistive technology, paraprofessional support, some common examples. Does the student need any of those in their non-academic or extracurricular activity? So there is a flow chart here by Minnesota special education administrators that walks through the consideration piece here. But essentially, the most common path you would see is the student is qualified to participate in the activity. They have the skills, so they're joining the chess team. There's no reason the student won't be able to engage with that chess activity. Let's just use that as an example. So we've gone through these pieces already. Yes, they have the skills. We get down here. Does the student need supplementary supports, accommodations, modifications, assistive technology, paraprofessional support, examples, in order to access and participate in that chess club? And if we say no, then the student can go right on ahead and the IEP doesn't need to include any of that extra support. But if the student does, yes, are the needed supports allowable and reasonable for the service or activity? If they are, yes, we provide them, write them in the IEP. Now, you might have some questions about specific scenarios and what is that phrase allowable and reasonable, the legal interpretation of that. If you get in tricky situations as an IEP team, of course, let's scroll down. There's the need help button here, and we can get in touch with our special services supervisor, for example, to help us navigate those tricky situations. But let's just jump into SpEd forms. Well, as soon as I show you this. So like anything else in SpEd forms, when we're writing the IEP, if there is a field we're filling out that has a drop-down menu with templates and examples, there will be a Google Doc on CMR that has those examples for you, just really to make them easier to browse. You can see there's just a couple here, right? So let's jump into SpEd forms. In the IEP, accommodations, modifications, and supports is the page we want. And I'm scrolling past my accommodations up here. This is the heading I need, supplementary aids and services. And the flow chart we were just looking at is linked right from SpEd forms as well. So let's click the add button and let's look at those things that are in that dropdown. So we could say student does not require any supplementary aids and services in order to participate in those activities. We could say, this is, I think, the most common thing here. We don't want to leave this blank, by the way. Let me say that. We're not leaving this blank. So this is a very common one. Student is not currently enrolled in any activities. However, if they were to enroll, the IEP team will consider supplementary aids and services needed for participation. So a lot of our students aren't in a club or an athletic team, and this is what we would put. And then we would amend the IEP if they joined a club or a team or a community ed class. But let's just play out one where the student is in that chess club and say, when the student participates in the chess club, student will receive paraprofessional support. The paraprofessional will implement the prevention and response strategies from students' behavior support plan. Okay, and then we click save. And that is how we walk through supplementary aids in non-academic and extracurricular activities.